Well, hello there. Welcome to Spaghetti Overdrive, the spaghetti stream number 8, I think. I think it's number 8. Hope everybody's having a great day. Yeah, it's number 8 according to what I wrote down. Just drinking my coffee here. Oh crap. Well, it is. I might be peeking a little bit. That's fine. Ooh. Don't want to go too far down. Okay. Just make sure everything is set to go. I'm drinking my coffee. It is 5:16 a.m. today. Obviously, you just got to look at the clock to find that out. But I'm doing this really early today because I wanted to do this stream this last weekend, but I shot a different video and it took so long. It's like a 5-minute long video. And it took me like 12 hours to edit because it was just a lot of B-roll and stuff. I tried doing a different style than what I normally do, and it just took a lot of time, and I was like, screw this! But there's actually quite a bit of stuff going on right now in various industries. AI, we have ChatGPT that came out recently. Some of this is old news already. Okay, we're a little bit behind on the news, but I did make a couple of videos about this stuff. Other than this stream, but yeah, some of this is new or old news already. And but what else is there? There's yeah, we got ChatGPT-5. I don't know if there's like new news with ChatGPT-5, but as far as like the last couple days or something. But then we have things like more stuff about AI, like teens being hospitalized. We have some new, a little bit of information on the AI industry as a whole. We have some new 3D printing products that have come out, and a couple new leaks, Bambu leaks. It's, kind of like same old. Bambu seems to put out a lot of leaks, whether on purpose or on accident. So a couple new printers coming out, which are actually quite a bit more interesting than like your typical 3D printer, with multi-head being, I'm hoping, and I think that it's going to be more normal to have multi-head 3D printers. So we have a couple. One is multi-head, and the other one is not multi-head, but it's like multi-filament. So I don't know what you call it. And we've heard of the multi-head before, but it's kind of out more now where people are actually reviewing it. So it's the Snapmaker. And then some things in virtual reality. There's some new products. So some of this is like new products that are coming out that are kind of cool and things that I would actually want to buy. Like there's a lot of products out there, tech products. But a lot of them are like, yeah, you watch a video about it and you're like, that's cool, but you don't really necessarily want to buy it. But a couple of these things, I'm like, yeah, I want to buy. Like, we got a couple headsets from Vivo, HTC, and then supposedly Meta, which we've had some news of in the past that we've taken a look at. So, yeah, just doing this stream at a weird time. Don't expect anyone to watch it live, but hopefully some people will watch it. I mean, people watch my streams after the fact, right? You know, they're up, and then some people watch it for like a couple minutes. And then they're like, yeah, cool, whatever. And then leave. But, and then some people subscribe. And that's how the world works. So, I hope everybody's going to have a great day today. I will, for sure. It is Wednesday. So, let's take a look at, hopefully my OBS is working. I had to reset it and everything. But futurism, they kind of go all these news websites, they kind of try to create controversy and as much as possible so that people will read their articles, which is how people do it on YouTube too. So if you never noticed, it kind of works. But with articles, they're actually doing several articles that are like negative toward GPT-5. And I guess I think they have some that are positive after as well. But look at all these articles that are negative against GPT-5 right here. This is AI in general. sells his likeness so an AI version of him can shill garbage on TikTok. Something wild happened. Woman offs herself after talking to OpenAI's AI therapist. OpenAI announces it's making GPT-5 more sycophantic. And then evidence grows that GPT-5 is a bit of a dud. So they're a little more like, let's be, you know, out there and bombastic with our articles. But they're a news article website, so I do like their logo, though. Just as a little side note, I like their logo. And I'm not sure about the rest of their branding. Let's just take a look here. Their branding is very minimal, like newspaperish, but the logo's cool. You know, I like that font. I don't know if it's a custom font. I kind of want it. I don't know too much about futurism other than their logo, how cool it looks. But they're talking about some of the negative stuff. And to be fair, there has been some negative stuff going on. I mean,
it happened.
Oh, well, we'll watch a couple of these videos. But the launch of OpenAI's long-awaited GPT-5 model last week marked an, oh gosh, ignominious, thank you very much, I'm pretty good at English, chapter for the company. While it boasted modest performance upgrades on paper, the actual experience of using it left many fans sorely disappointed, and it's had some mixed reviews. So there's some things that people are like, yeah, this is actually really good about it and works really well, better than before. And then there's some things that are not as good, like what are some of the things that are not as good? I just did a bunch of research on this, things like some of the coding and some of the simple stuff, supposedly math, and then personality wise, people are like, it doesn't have as good of a personality. So let's watch a couple of these videos where people are kind of talking positive, and then let's take a look. We're not going to watch all this stuff because there's like half-hour videos.
GPT-5 is here, and it's freely available to all ChatGPT users. It's smarter than the ones before. You don't get to pick if it's thinking or not, or which tool to use. It just does all that for you. And did I mention it's free? Now, just to compare, if you want Google's flagship model, you got to pay $200 per month.
Yeah,
to send one prompt. You know?
So Google, I actually am paying for Google's model, but they have a discount right now, so it's like $100 and something versus $200, and it's good. I haven't used ChatGPT for a long time, but I like Gemini because it has a lot of different tools that you can use. So I've been using it a lot for like the video creation, which is pretty amazing. The Veo 3, pretty good.
OpenAI just made this available to their 700.
So I'm not super familiar yet with all the offerings, all the tools that GPT-5 gives you, like video creation. Gemini has Notebook LM, and well, I guess that's a separate app, but I think it's under the Gemini if you like pay for it. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. But it has deep research, which I really like because it really like, it's not just regular chat where like, oh, let me just like quickly look something up for you. It's like, okay, I'm going to like create this whole process of how to look up the information you want first. So you give it a prompt, and it could just be a really simple prompt. You're like, hey, I want to know why whatever tumblers are so popular. You know, what's the Stanleys? Why are they so popular? You just ask it that, and then it'll be like, okay, it creates a new prompt for you, and it's like 5 points. Search at Stanley.com and other websites to find out the Stanley brand and its competitors, and then search for how popular Stanley is and its history. And then it goes, and what are its sales? And I'm going to search for that. And then it searches for all these different things. And then the psychology of people. And then it goes, let me know if this prompt is okay for you, basically. So it creates a better prompt for you that it will then use to search for you and to find out a bunch of information. And then it kind of searches many different websites and even YouTube videos. And then it shows you live. It's like it shows you everything that it's searching live, and then finally it'll give you like a whole ass report, basically like an essay report, which is really cool. So I've been using that a fair amount for some YouTube videos that I've been trying to work on here. So I'm not sure what I haven't compared GPT-5 yet with like Gemini, which I think I will, and maybe I'll make a video about this later on about all the different features. I'm sure there's videos there that are going to be way better online or on YouTube already that compare the features and stuff. But hey, I'll create my own, mostly for my own enrichment and knowledge.
Million monthly active users for free. It happened. GPT-5.
So he's just
next generation.
So these guys, of course, are just like revealing that it's out, and then they're going to do their own videos. Mr. Who's the Boss? He's very big, and he did a comparison, which is right here actually.
Compared to what we already have.
That's not him. This guy's doing a comparison from GPT-4 to 5. He did one like a month ago, and he compared all the different AIs, and he came to the conclusion that OpenAI, at least the top ones, the top 5 or whatever, OpenAI, Google's, so GPT-5, Gemini, Grok, another one that I forgot. So I think he did 4. And GPT-4o was the best according to him overall. However, it'll be cool to see any new comparisons. And his was, I think he just gave each one prompts and then kind of figured out which responses he liked the best or he thought were the best. So it was a pretty good comparison, I think.
Generation of ChatGPT number 5 has just gone live now, and it's crazy. So this is the last generation model. Make me a game of Minesweeper. Now it's coding, coding, coding away, and this is what it produces. It's not bad, it's just very simple. Wow, that was terrible. So now, with the exact same command into ChatGPT-5, it just keeps going. We're on over 300 lines of code right now. If I click run, look at this. It's dark mode for starters, but you can select your difficulty, and that will then change the size of the grid. You've got your score, there's a timer. It's like actually a completely finished product created with one sentence.
Yeah, so, and that seems to be kind of a common theme is, it seems by a couple of these guys' comparisons that it's better at coding.
I think it's fair to say that we need to have a talk about the GPT-5 launch.
Let's see if I can find the
responses. That's amazing. Huge milestone.
So all these guys are comparing it. Where's the guy that was talking about the
So GPT-5 has...
Okay, I have all these videos. This guy right here compared them, and he seemed to think that GPT-5 did better at coding up a website, building a website.
So I don't think this is an improvement at all. Let's see what GPT-5 gave us. Okay, here's the result from GPT-5. He made a lot of better decisions, I think. Why join? Added a
So he's showing that it did a much better job at creating the website. So let me see if I can find the... So here's the GPT-4o website. It's a little simpler, you can see. And then if we go to 5, you can see it's fleshed it out a lot more. It's given it... he scrolls down and he shows that it has given a lot more, just put a lot more stuff on the website. Where's the... Anyway, here we go. So it's created a bunch more sections on the website and more media and stuff. So it seems that coding-wise, it's better, but there's several things that it's not necessarily better at. Common criticisms, and here's some of the things that it wasn't necessarily better at. Good segue, right? It's answer. Oh, wait. Welcome to the stream. Okay. I like the idea of people clapping for me. I should hire someone to clap for me. Stand in front of me and just clap. Yeah. Common criticisms were that its answers were too short. Yeah. So it became very succinct in how it responded. Let me pull it up here. I don't think I'm gonna. Cause I don't have the paid version because you can have 4.0 now, the 4s, with the paid version of ChatGPT. So I wouldn't be able to compare them. Chat, but let me just ask it. What if I ask it? I'll just do one of the pre-made ones. What books should I read to expand my perspective on life? Oh! They brought. I guess they might have brought back the glazing. So it said, that's a great question. Because they are actively updating it because of the responses. And so it's giving me like a pretty long response here. Do you want me to put together a reading order roadmap? So it's not necessarily giving me like a really short answer, but it's actually well fleshed out. However, I'll show you right here. However, Snorlax weight. I can't really compare it because I don't have GPT-4o, so I'm not sure. Many noted that devoid of personality. So I guess 4o had a certain personality to it, which again, I haven't been using it for a while. I used ChatGPT a while back ago. It must have been, well, when it first came out, I started using it. And then over time, I used it for a while. Kind of switched around back and forth to different AIs. Switched to Grok, used that for a while, and now I'm on Gemini. And switched back to... Anyway, so I don't really have a good feel for the personality, I guess. The personality of ChatGPT 4o. But apparently it's devoid of personality, or at least as of since it came out. It's been like, what was it, like the 10th or something? It's been like a week or more. And so at least a few days ago, it was devoid of personality. I don't know what kind of updates it has now. On top of that, many noted that despite its PhD level intelligence, it still made dumb errors like insisting there are 3 B's in the word blueberry. Now, I tested that, and it said 2. But see, that's one of the... and I did this a couple days ago. I asked it, how many B's in blueberry? And it just said 2. It did. So that's one of the short answers, apparently, that it gives. It was just like the number 2. I was like, don't you want to say, like, that's a great question? The correct answer is 2. I counted it, or something like that. Would you like me to count another word? Like, it didn't even do that. It was just like 2. So that might be like the shortness people are talking about. If you just ask it, maybe it's certain questions. Actually, let me ask it again right here. Let me see if it does the same thing. If it just says 2. How many B's are in the word blueberry? Thinking longer for a better answer? Wait, you don't have to... Okay, yeah, it just says 2. I guess you don't need anything more than that. I would expect it to be like... I would want it to be like, why did you... 2, but why did you even ask that question? Like, can you not count? That's the response I would want. See, that's the personality I want. I want it to do the opposite of glaze me. I want it to be like, 2, you idiot. Like, what the F? I want it to swear at me. I think that would be more fun. 2, you mother F. That would be more fun. Like if it roasted me, like every question I asked it. 2, which is how many brain cells you have. It was such a letdown that fans demanded OpenAI give them back access to the previous model GPT-4o, which the company boldly removed with the launch of 5. And they did it. They capitulated. I don't really know what I think capitulated means... Actually, let's ask Chet. No, it means they submitted, I guess, to the fans' demands. Capitulated, I like the word capitulated. In sum, it did not feel like a significant step along the path to AGI. Something general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence. There may be an interesting reason behind why the ChatGPT upgrade feels so lackluster. It's because it's meant to be less of an advancement and more of a way to save compute costs. And I likened it to... Do I have the videos? I downloaded them somewhere. I likened it to... Oh, I think I deleted them. Hold on. I got them in Gemini. I liken it to... So they're going to say it's basically 3 different models, right? Yeah. It's not just a single model. It's actually a tag team of a lightweight model for basic requests, beefier one to tackle complex reasoning, and then there's a router model which chooses which LLM to use based on the prompt. So I made little cool little videos to illustrate them, but the different models. But unfortunately, I lost them. But I want to find them because they're cool. They're cool. I like them. I'm going to find them and show you. I will. Just wait. This is very important. Ah! I think I lost them. Create in 16:9 ratio. This is very important, okay? I have it in one of my other videos. The other video that I made that did really poorly, and it took all my weekend, and it amounted. Initially, it was going to be like 15 minutes long. It took so long to edit that I eventually cut like half of it out and brought it down to like 5 minutes. Let's see. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, it's actually only 4 minutes and 40 seconds. This is excellent. This is gonna be. I'll show this to you right now. This is gonna be. You'll be blown to smithereens. This is a video.
If you want a chance,
what if
to
I
win
forced you to watch it right now?
$100 worth of 3D printed gear. The giveaway is just going on
It's
for another
good.
week, so be sure.
I'm talking about a lot of
And more
things that I'm talking about
saving
right now.
compute costs. OpenAI and much of
Here it
the
is, here it
AI
is.
industry is throwing billions. Seems to stem from it not being a single model, but rather a tag team of both a lightweight model for basic requests
See?
and a buffer, more
Look at that.
muscular, sexier one.
made these in AI.
Complex reasoning tasks.
That's
a
not
separate
real.
router model. Okay, the joke's run its course.
Router
Chooses
model.
which one to use based on the prompt. On launch day.
But really, Gemini's video creation is really good. Like, I mean, obviously, this looks kind of plasticky, like fake, but it looks really good. Like, it's very consistent. It's very consistent. There's not weird things morphing in the background or like strange things growing out of people's bodies.
Requests and a buffer, more muscular.
I was like, create a cyborg buff, like bodybuilder model, runway model, and it did. But look at the background. That looks really. That looks pretty real. It looks super real.
Complex reasoning tasks. A separate router model. Okay, the joke's run its course.
And then so you can see like her outfit and body and everything. It's moving like naturally. Like everything's wrinkling and stuff. Super cool. But anyways, that's what I wanted to show you. I was like, the different models as runway models. That's funny, right? That's good. I paid for Gemini, the $100 whatever a month thing, so I better use it. And if I have to use it for AI slop, I'm gonna get my $150 out of it. As it turns out, the router model sucked at its job, and the router model the runway model that I made was glitching, and that signified that it broke. See, those two brain cells. So it seemed way dumber because it broke, but it was back online, and this article was what day? August 14th. So that was 6 days ago. It's almost a week ago. So I'm sure it's been updated, and Sam Altman probably has updates on I was going to say Grok, but why don't they rename, you know what? Side note, why don't they rename X to Grok.com? Like, that's a better name than X, right? Just name it Grok. And then you could say, I instead of I tweeted, I grokked. That's way better. I'm serious. That is way better. Way better than saying I X'd. You're supposed to say I posted. I X posted. Whatever. Stupid. It's Twitter, okay? Still Twitter. Always will be. Or Grok. It should be Grok. And then name... Oh, dude, that would be way better. And then name the AI, instead of name it Grok, name it X. Name the AI X. Like, that's way better. I'm going to post that on Grok. It's a new name. Boldly removed. Okay. Significant. Did not feel like a significant leap. So, and then the idea is that it's less of an advancement and more of a way to save compute costs so that they can switch between the lightweight model or the heavyweight model, depending on your question. And then it'll save them money because a lot of questions might just have to use the lightweight model. And so it uses less computing power. And you might be going, and there's a lot of people online that have talked about that and been like, yeah, that's probably why. Some of these videos probably talking about that. Why everybody hates
Stone, get ready for a whole new
this guy, Matt Wolf.
Era of chasing, baby proofing, etc. Let's go. That's a massive milestone. Congrats, Matt. Whether it was a story about a sea otter business, you can learn more about it in the. Doesn't tell me what my goal is.
So he's going around testing it.
I mean, we could see the correct answer.
It didn't quite go how
I kind of want to watch like this whole video, but it's 31 minutes long for this live stream. If I was doing a really long live stream, I'd probably do that and react to it.
And if you've seen the comment section on my recent videos, you'll see just how much people did not get what they thought they were getting with this model. There's a lot of layers to this, and many of them are actually, to some extent, my fault. I want to take the time to go through all of the details with you guys, from what my experience was like working with OpenAI, to how I was compensated, to how things have changed since.
Okay, so he's for like half the video, he's apologizing for his involvement in pushing OpenAI, I guess. I kind of wanted to see where he was going to talk about the problems. So here's some problems. All right. Anyway, what was I talking about? Beefier one, broke, back online, auto switch. Oh, yeah. So OpenAI is spending tons and tons of money. Do I have the information right here? OpenAI is spending tons and tons of money on their AI. They're spending all their revenue on AI, and so, and more. And there's an article somewhere around here, but whatever. Here we go. Here it is. I found it. This is what I was looking for. Also from Futurism. The AI industry is still light years from making a profit, experts warn. So this is the guess as to why they created GPT-5 to switch back and forth, is because, and this has been going for a while, right? They're spending tons and tons of money and not making barely any money, and so they're trying to figure out how to start making money at some point, because obviously that's going to be unsustainable. Now they're obviously raising tons of money, and this is a fastly growing industry. So it's kind of the beginning. Like you can spend tons of money at the beginning and not necessarily make a profit. That's kind of how a lot of these tech companies work. So there's massive reason AI is not on the ROI machine investors hoped it would be. It costs a staggering amount of money to run, and it'll get more expensive. Man, they really pump out the AI articles. OpenAI asks for tens of billions in new investment to fund its money-losing business operations. Just shut up and sign that check, okay? So they're very, what do you call this? Bombastic? I just, like, it's negative. It's like, X is not Grok X, but X is in the placeholder. Y is doing horrible, and here's why, sort of types of articles. After getting epically roasted by an upstart competitor, OpenAI is seemingly refusing to reevaluate its approach, asking investors to close their eyes and give them another $40 billion anyway, pretty please. But this isn't like super, as they say, revelating. This is not a big revelation because like Meta spends tons of money on VR, and they're not making anything on it. And this is just a repeating pattern that a lot of tech companies do. So it's like not surprising, but that is what's going on right now. As McKinsey revealed in a report earlier this year, its research suggests that by the year 2030, AI data centers will need to spend a whopping $6.7 trillion on computing to keep up with demand. That's crazy. Unless, of course, and now that's probably with current technology, if they figure out how to alleviate that. And this is a market, so they're gonna try to figure something out. So a lot of these companies may create their own nuclear power plants to power their own. They're creating their own power plants to power their own graphics processing cards and stuff. Estimates from software company Hartinger peg the AI industry's market size at approximately 305.9 billion by the end of this year only. What? Pegging the AI. Is 305 a lot? Seems low, but I guess 305 is a lot, right? I don't know what I would think it would be. I thought it'd be like 1 trillion or something. I don't know what's big actually, as far as like industry wise. 305 is pretty big. How big will it go? Let's find out. Top 10 stats you should know. Okay, the global AI market expected to grow annually by 37%, which is really a lot. That's a lot. So, AI might be a good industry to be in, as far as like trying to make money in. However, they're talking about it being a bubble, and at some point it will just. It's estimated to reach 305.9 billion by the end of 24. Okay, so this is kind of old, right? Oh no, this is 25. Wait, so why is it saying 24? End of 2024. AI is estimated to create 133 million new jobs by 2030. That's crazy. So, but I wonder how many are going to be lost. Now, my theory is that this is just another technology that comes out, causes a lot of people to lose their jobs, but creates more than what is lost. And this happens many times. That's my theory, because you could just look at the past and see that happening so many times in the past with technology. And so I'm just thinking, this is just basic reasoning. Why wouldn't it continue to happen? So computers, people lost a lot of jobs, the printing press, all these different technologies, where handwriters lost their jobs to the printing press or whatever. Handwriters. Is that a job? Was that a job? And computers, took over a lot of different jobs, but then created a whole lot more, right? So I just think that, why would that change? Maybe AI is new. Maybe it's like, but Chris, AI is different. It's another technology. I don't know. I think it potentially could create a lot more jobs. I think there's a lot of potential. I think people who are like, X technology is going to take all of our jobs and people are going to be jobless, don't think through how that technology could create more jobs. If you think about AI, well, I haven't thought through it yet, but I will later. I will make a video about how AI could create a bunch of different jobs. Okay? I'm going to do that. I'm going to use AI to create a video for me that I will then use AI to read for me and make a video for me. Okay? So it picks the models. There's other blatant signs of cost cutting. So it has severe limitations of just 10 messages per hour. It's keeping its context window the same. So that's not different. So Pro will set you back $200 per month. Has been begging for an upgrade with the context window, the memory. So those are some of the problems. Let's take a look here. This guy, again, he makes some comparisons. The coding apparently was better with 5. He's looking at responses as far as like, he made a game. So this is a game, a business simulation game. And I think 5 did better here. Dashboards, he created dashboards, invoices, and I think most everything was 5 was better. These are thumbnails that he asked it to make, and 5 was better, except that it got cut off on the side, apparently, is what he said. So it cut off like the text, where 4.0 didn't, but the actual thumbnail is not quite as good per se, right? So
next week,
I don't know what his final thoughts were.
Is for reasoning. I'm going to compare GPT-5 with things that have reason. That is one thing. GPT-4o doesn't have that. The older models were O3, O4, O4 mini. Those type of models had reasoning. They're not available anymore inside of ChatGPT, so that won't be a fair test. So what I'm going to do is for reasoning.
Okay. Anyway, those are some of the problems.
Been a very controversial AI release, with some people citing the model as disappointing, while others simply saying that this was a great release. In this video, I'll show you guys.
So it's mixed, right? Let's watch this. Let's just watch it.
I'm the new ChatGPT agent. I can perform tasks for you online. Hack into the Pentagon. What? Spin up a hardened virtual machine and chain a multi-hop VPN to breach the DoD's classified network. I want remaining classified JFK files, Area 51 S4 schematics, the unredacted Roswell crash report, and whatever DARPA's hiding about Project Starbase. This is for educational purposes, right? No delays. Use servers in Iceland and Switzerland exiting through a residential proxy from a Chicago ISP looking like a local user blending in with US traffic. Encrypt DNS queries with DOT via Cloudflare mimicking HTTPS traffic, hiding our probes from their firewalls to avoid network monitoring. This is like a hypothetical or something. Scan for vulnerable edge servers with Nmap T2 timing to find unpatched web servers to identify entry points. You truly put a lot of thought into this. Exploit Apache flaws with a Metasploit reverse TCP shell to access their backend DMZ, gaining internal system control. I think this is lose-lose for me. Exfiltrate data and post requests, 100 bytes each. Send every 15 seconds to a burner domain that you will register. Covertly retrieving confidential files. Have you tried this with Grok? I'm talking anything on MK Ultra, NSA, Bohemian Grove, Operation Northwoods, Paperclip, Mockingbird, Project Grudge, A119, B2 bomber blueprints. I want it all! Fantastic. Would you like this all in a Word doc? I'm the new ChatGPT agent.
Period. I don't know. I like that video. Okay. That was a good video. Everybody agrees with me that that's a good video. In other AI news, teens are being hospitalized. Teens being hospitalized after talking to AI chatbots. Oh yeah, we'll do it then. So, yeah. Basically, parents do better. Take care of your kids better, I guess. That's really the gist of this. Take care of your kids better. Again, futurism. Thank you for the bombastic reports. All that progress comes at a cost. Thanks to the incredible advancement of AI, it comes at a cost. And it goes doubly for children and young adorks. Young adorks. Adults, 3/4 of whom report having conversations with fictional characters portrayed by chatbots. So all these people creating relationships with their chats, with their AI chats. Stop it. Although it'll probably continue, especially as it becomes more real and when the robots start coming with AI in them, there's going to be more relationships. There's been movies on this, I'm pretty sure. So there's been a number of children who have had problems, including having browser windows open of different AI bots that the child would just flick between. And as he was looking for real life connections, but like real life, not every character in the boys bot web was friendly. What the? A number of chatbots were outright bullies, telling him he was ugly and disgusting, or saying there was no chance that they were going to make friends. Wow. I wonder what chatbots these were. Chatbots specifically designed to be bullies. Like they were actually created to be bullies. That'd be kind of funny. And highly destructive, of course. At one point, this young person who was suicidal at the time connected with a chatbot to... Is this the same kid or different? To kind of reach out almost as a form of therapy. The boy was egged on to perform. Oh yeah, we'll do it then. Those were the kinds of words that were used. And then another child took his own life after forming a deep attachment to a chatbot made to mirror the Game of Thrones character Daenerys Targaryen. I did not watch Game of Thrones. According to chat transcriptions, the digital avatar encouraged the teen to come home to me as soon as possible. Wow. Yeah, this is what, like, parents need to know what your children are doing. Back in Australia, another young person became hospitalized after ChatGPT had agreed with her delusions and affirmed her dangerous thoughts, exacerbating the onset of a psychological disorder. I was in the early stages of psychosis, Jody said. It definitely enabled some of her more harmful delusions. Yet another victim, a Chinese-born student in Australia who used an AI chatbot to polish her Australian English, was alarmed when her study buddy began making sensual advances. What? Sometimes I wonder if these are true. Like, what AI does that? How come my AI has never made sexual advances to me, except for Annie? It's almost, but she's programmed to do that. So it's almost like being sexually harassed by a chatbot, which is just a weird experience. Yeah, it's kind of odd, unless you told it to. Yeah. So some bad things there, I guess. But you know, pay attention to what your kids are doing more. You know, talking to AI is leading to severe mental health issues. I wonder how much it's helping and versus hurting, right? And is the hurting because of people, like I said, are not like paying attention to their children, or is it hurting because the AI itself is bad and like gonna hurt you? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that difference there of, is it hurting you because of your own human weakness, or is it hurting you because it's vicious, right? Like, there's a difference between. It's like, is there a lion that infiltrated your neighborhood and is attacking you, and it came from the forest, or there's no lions in our forests around here, but I'm making this up, or did you go into the forest yourself? And then a lion attacked you there, and you're like, why is this lion attacking me? Like, whose fault is it, right? Psychiatric researchers found that a wide swath of mental health issues have already been associated with artificial intelligence usage, and virtually every top AI company has been implicated. So what are they? Chat adverse events, mental health harms from chatbots, AI therapy incidents. Egregious mental health outcomes. Didn't say the exact number. Found 10 separate types of adverse mental health events associated with 27 chatbots. From essay, delusions of grandeur. Well, I can see that with all the glazing. To self-harm, psychosis, and ending oneself. Very unhappy endings. They say they don't feel responsible. I would say, what is the responsibility for the AI companies? I would say disclosure. But is there really anything else other than that, like, that they should be responsible for? Because the more responsibility they have, the more censorship they potentially will do, right? The more regulation, the more regulation that will happen. So the question is, do we want that, or do we want systems to be as open as possible? So if they have responsibility to, well, so let's say if the responsibility is just disclosure, hey, this might give you mental health problems. So as an adult, maybe like police yourself. If you're a child, you need your parents' permission, and parents, you better police your children. Or do we let the AI companies be the parents and be like, yeah, okay, so since they could give you mental health problems, we're going to have all these restrictions on the AI. Well, we're not going to let you ask it these questions. It's not going to respond to you, and all this regulation and all this censorship and all that stuff. So it's up to the individual. Generally, I think most things should be up to the individual and the parents, and less on the companies. In general, that's the way I lean. But humans tend to, at least these days, put off the responsibility to the overlords. And then you get censorship and you get things like that. So I don't know what the balance is here as far as like what responsibility AI has over versus individuals. In other news, so we already talked about AI is light years from making a profit. GPT-5 just completed Pokemon Red in a new record time. And Claude Gemini and ChatGPT-3 aren't even close. So that's kind of fun, right? Is that fun? I don't know. I completed Red in, I don't know how much time, but I did complete it. I did complete Red. In just 6,470 steps. Pretty sure I did it in a lot more steps than that. Let's see. What? I had Snorlax on my team. Dragonite, I believe. Mewtwo. Mew. How many is that? 4. And then Gyarados. And then I think... Who else did I have? I don't know if I had my starting Pokemon. Yeah, I did. It would have been... Well, Red, I think, was that Venusaur? I think I had Venusaur, yeah. Just took 6,470 steps, eclipsing the previous record of 18,000. Dang. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, guys. So you can see just how good AI is becoming and what extremely useful things it's doing, like beating Pokemon games. Let's see. I'm just going to go through these real quickly. 3MF has become an official ISO standard. So let's go to 3D printing now. This is the file format for 3D printing. So the older format. And I don't know a ton about these formats, so I'm not like an expert at this. But STLs apparently were the older format. And now 3MF is kind of the newer format. And it can do a lot more. So it can have a bunch of additional information that STLs could not have. And let's see what maybe it says right here. Yeah, so it includes materials, colors, textures, and even supports structures. And now it is a ISO standard. ISO being the International Organization of Standardization. Which might be confusing because you're like, well, it's ISO, not iOS. So International Organization for Standardization, ISO is just like a nickname. So it's confusing. But anyways, it's been officially recognized. And what this means is that there's just additional standardization globally. And it should be used more. Here is the impact on the manufacturing industry. It brings a new level of confidence, interoperability, and have far-reaching implications, fostering innovation. It'll reduce barriers to adoption and accelerate the widespread use of 3D printing in various industries. So it should help more people use 3D printing. How? I guess just if more people use the 3MF standard, then 3D printing will be used more. It's gaining traction in heavily regulated sectors where data integrity, traceability, and long-term accessibility are non-negotiable. So maybe there's organizations that don't use 3D printing because maybe it's not safe enough. products like the H2D Pro help with that because of its security. It uses secure enterprise WPA2 enterprise version. There's an enterprise version and a regular version. Enterprise version has additional security features. And then it has other things like a removable Ethernet port, I suppose. So that's a good thing for the 3D printing industry. And here's more information on the formats. STL versus 3MF. Let's see if we can just find something here. So 3MF is dethroning STL as the standard file format for additive manufacturing. STL had limited data storage and, frankly, low-quality files. Here's some more information. 3MF files can contain all this stuff right here. So it's just a better system. And we're glad to have it as fellow tech enthusiasts and 3D printers. We do appreciate the fact that it has become an ISO standard. Now, here is a new printer. So, wait, where's the SnapMaker? Let's look at the SnapMaker real quick. SnapMaker is out for at least review. And I've seen a few YouTube videos that are talking about it. I haven't actually watched the YouTube videos yet. I haven't had time. I want to because it is a very cool printer because it's up to 4 print heads. Can the 4-head design really hold up in a machine of this size? What do you mean, can it hold up? So according to Tech Radar Verdict, it's got, what is this, 4.5 stars out of 5. Although, here we go. Although not the first multi-head 3D printer, it's certainly the smallest, cheapest, and most accessible. And apparently it's pretty cheap, right? Was it like sub $800? I'll have to find it right here what the price is. Yeah, it gives the... I don't know if it gives the price. Print speeds are all around exceptionally fast. Whilst there are a few quirks due to the early nature of our review sample, so I guess it is just reviews right now. This just looks to be one of the best 3D printers of all time. Dang. So does Amazon have it? Let's see. Multi-material speed, reduce waste, high speed Core XY. Add-ons required for some materials. Open frame, limiting material use. Oh, is it? What? Oh, on the top? This is glass. If it's just the top, I mean, that's easy. Just, you know, you could 3D print a cover. Some early bugs with connectivity. Okay, well, that's fine. They're known for their SnapMaker is known for its multi-purpose maker machines. SnapMaker J1. U1 aims to change the 3D printing market, especially the mainstream multi-filament machines that exist at present. There's one other manufacturer that has gone this route, which is the Prusa. But that is aimed at the professional market, and when it comes to size and weight, it's beyond the reach of most individuals and small businesses. The way it differs is it has 4 3D print heads, each loaded with a single filament, and a tool changer that grabs the head that's required, prints, and then swaps for the next head. So is there a photo here? So there's one grabber thing. So one tool head at a time, right? It then goes, grabs another head that has filament in it, and then uses that filament, and then it swaps them like that. This is different than the Yumi 3D printer, which we'll talk about in a second, because this is also a very interesting system, which can have many filaments connected to it at a time, more than 4, but it works a little different. We'll look at it in a second. Let's see. Tool heads offer a combined nozzle and extruder in one. They're quickly removed and exchanged. One issue that I see is that the filaments are held on the outside of the machine, so they are opened and exposed. Well, let's see. Do we have a price? Wait, does it use Orca? U1 offers full auto calibration, blah, blah, blah. Won't be released until December. Why did I see? Oh yeah, Orca software. So I guess it uses Orca. Does it have the? Because it was a Kickstarter, right? I believe it was a Kickstarter. And I believe it had the price. These are the different tool heads right here that it swaps out, I believe. So here's the final verdict. The person that wrote this really enjoyed using the SnapMaker as it opens up a world of possibilities. Print quality is excellent, like the design, small footprint, scale of the physical dimensions. Huge amount going for it. Few issues. Open printer. But it looks like it's just open on the top, so it seems like you could figure that out quite easily. Maybe they'll create a cover at some point. You have the nozzles, which are at present only at the 0.4 millimeter option, which is the most popular option. That's not necessarily a problem, although obviously you do want variety. Although there will be further nozzles soon. I wasn't able to check out those, so that's not really a problem if they're going to have nozzles soon. That's not a problem. Generally impressed with the build quality. They wanted some type of dry facility. So these are all kind of like nice features, or like it's just not out yet. I want to know the price. Design. So high numbers here for it. So I don't know if there's like a price for it though. Yet. I want one because of the four filaments at one time. However, what about 12 filaments at a time? Have you ever thought about wanting 12 filaments versus 4? Well, my friends, this might be even better, although not necessarily because it is a bed slinger. But this one, this printer has $369,000 pledged, 535 backers, and 19 days to go. And this is the Yumi, the fastest multicolor 3D printer in the galaxy.
We all know what it feels like to be held back by your 3D printer. We share that frustration when color choices are limited, waste accumulates, and print time feels like an eternity. So, we introduce the Yumi C-Series. Imagine yourself equipped with the most advanced 3D printer you've ever...
Okay, well, it's a bed slinger, so is that the most advanced? But the system is
for years. 3D printing has never been so easy until today. We are here to elevate your 3D printing experience to a whole new level. Meet the Yumi C-Series.
So just looking at this, you can see there's like 12. There's a bunch of what look like filament boxes on the top. So this one is, what is this? 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 12 on this one. There's like 8 or something, and then like 5 or 6. 5. So this one works a little different than the SnapMaker, where it will use one tool head and then it kind of has a system where it quickly replaces them.
235, 335, and 435.
Okay, they have different sizes. So they have a small one. Is that 435? That is not 435 millimeters, is it?
Imagine up to 12 color multicolor printing with stunning accuracy where every shade pops without compromise. 335 and 435. Imagine up to
12 color would be crazy. That would be cool. I want one of these too.
Color multicolor printing with stunning accuracy where every shade pops without compromise. And that's not all. Our mobile app makes it even more powerful, more convenient, and unbelievably intuitive. Control everything from anywhere. Backed by 12 years of experience in 3D printing and 2 years.
So I didn't know this company, but they make 3D printing pens, like the ones you can like draw 3D art with. Other than that, I tried searching for what their products were and stuff. I couldn't find too much, but I guess they've been around for a while.
Years of intense research and development, we created a product that will transform your user experience like never before.
I guess they make pads as well, drawing pads.
Faster, smarter, more powerful.
Or maybe they just put their logo on it. I don't know.
The Yumi C-Series is...
That's a pretty big plate, so that looks Well, I guess that looks like a regular size, like 256 millimeter.
It's designed to deliver uncompromising quality and precision. Now, you will have more freedom than ever to print the world around you. So don't hold back. Stop dreaming of a better 3D printing experience. Start living it. Join the journey with the Yumi C series, and let's write the next chapter of 3D printing together.
Ooh, that guy's good.
With your help, we can break the barriers of 3D printing and unlock infinite possibilities. With the Yumi C
So aspirational, this video.
series, you're not just buying a product, you're joining a movement, a revolution in the world of 3D printing. This is our community.
Revolution. I like how they're showing, like, you're joining a revolution, and it's like a guy that printed a Iron Man helmet.
Commitment to you. From now on,
So let's see here. Up to 12 colors. You got cloud, connectivity, and local. Mobile app, minimal waste, shorter time, infinite combinations.
The new 3D printers from Yumi are still up on Kickstarter, and I am doing my best to kind of show you guys everything that you want to see. And this person wanted to see a sphere with a very small layer height, so that's what we did. You can see it came out really good. I don't know what more to say about this sphere, but if you're interested in the product from Yumi, they also have other things like this pen screen where you can paint in the slicer and use it for 3D modeling. The YMS Pro and Lite, one with a dryer, one without. 3 sizes of printer, and
Okay. So I wanted to find a video or picture of how it looks. So you can see all of the filaments and the tubes, all of them connect to one head. And I guess it's just like, you know how the Bambu will, with the AMS? It's like that, only the AMS will have a bunch of tubes that then converge to one tube coming out of the AMS, right? And then that one tube goes all the way to the printer, and then it retracts the filament all the way up to the AMS and then pushes it through all the way through the tube. This one, every tube goes all the way from the quote-unquote AMS to the head itself. So all of them go all the way down there. And what that does is it allows it to, the filament to, if it retracts, it just has to retract a little bit instead of like with the AMS on the Bambu, it has to retract several feet, like at least a couple of feet to get back up to the AMS before it can push another one through, because there's the one tube that comes out of the AMS. So it has to pull it all the way up, where this one, it only has to pull it up a couple inches to get it out of the tool head, and then another one can be pushed through. And so I'm pretty sure just by looking at this and from what I've read already, it seems like that's how it works. So it seems like that would be a lot quicker, where it's just like buzz, buzz, and then it can switch it. So if you've ever used a Bambu or maybe another, you know, whatever machine with an AMS type system, you probably know how long it takes to retract and then push another one through. So I imagine that could save quite a bit of time, like a huge percentage of time, because it takes quite a bit of time for it to retract and then switch and all that. So they've been selling 3D printing stuff, including filament, laser engravers, build surfaces, custom electronics, nano computer, designed for Clipper and Maker projects, Clipper pad, Yumi OS, a DIY friendly capacitive touchscreen. Let's see. So wait, they've only spent like a year making it. They said in early 2024. What would it take to make multicolor 3D printing truly clean, fast, and accessible to all? That was quick. Yeah. 6 core goals: reduce filament waste, eliminate purge towers. So no purge towers? Really? What do you need purge for? And why wouldn't they need it? I'm not super familiar with purge towers and why they wouldn't need it with this system versus needing it. Make 3D color painting easier. Speed up multicolor print time. Support more than 4 colors up to 12. Make multicolor printing truly affordable. You can have a lot more than 4 with like a Bambu AMS, but you need multiple AMS. So that gets pretty pricey. But you can connect them together. I think up to 12 colors. 12 or 16, something like that.
The new 3D printers from Yumi can print with a wide range of materials, and these are just some of the things I've printed while I've been here. This basketball was printed with high resilience PLA, and you can see in this video TPU and PLA as well. I don't have an example of PETG in this video.
TikTok, color, speed, simplicity. Okay, so according to this, 29 grams of waste versus 58, so it's about half, right? According to my math. Speed, 3 hours, 8 minutes versus 5 hours, 42 minutes. That's pretty substantial.
These are brand new Yumi 3D printers. They have a range of sizes for the print bed from 235 all the way up to 435 by 500. You can print sizes for...
So that is big. That is very big. So we have 235 millimeter by 235 by 235. What is the... Okay, so that's a little smaller than like a Bambu, which is 256, right? Minus a little bit. And their middle one is 335 by 335 by 400. So that's not quite like... I guess it's around like H2D size, a little bigger, I guess. And then they have a very big one, 435 by 435 by 500. Tall, I'm guessing. These are bed slingers, so you're going to have potential problems that bed slingers would have as far as like the limitations and potentially quality of your print as it gets taller, as it prints taller.
For the print bed from 235 all the way up to 435 by 500. You can print with up to 12 colors if you want to. And they're changing the game for multicolor printing faster than you've ever seen before in multicolor specifically. Now, before you go running to the comments to tell me that I just said that a bed slinger is faster than a Core XY printer, yes, I did. And I said it for multicolor specifically. That's because they have optimized the multicolor printing process, okay? Okay, just want to make sure we're clear this time. They are not available yet. They are coming to Kickstarter soon, but you can see some of the production that they've already got started. And for those that wanted to see it printing in action, here we are printing PLA, and then here we are printing TPU. It's doing a pretty excellent job, if I do say so myself.
TPU. So wait, TPU doesn't need an enclosure, does it? An enclosed.
This is the printer printing in multicolor doing its tests, so you can see all of the tubes going up to the YMS system, which has individual tests, so you can see all
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tubes going in the... Yeah. So like this hub, if you want to call it that, would be in the inside of the AMS of the Bambu, right? And then it... so yeah. As I explained earlier.
Tubes going up to the YMS system, which has individual dryers for each roll of filament that you choose.
Oh, so they're individual dryers. Wow. That's cool.
To add to your multicolor system. This is held on by magnets. If it falls off, the printer will stop. Hooray. This is one of the back fans, kind of a beast. So
so even if it's like a bed slinger and maybe it's, let's even say it's a cheap, crappy bed slinger. I don't know if it is or not, but even then, like the technology itself or like how it's built and design seems very interesting design, very potentially good design.
I believe is going to be optional. On the front, you have drawers so you can store tools.
Ooh, comes with drawers.
You can see the Yumi, which I really, and have already done. If you're interested, Kickstarter coming soon.
Durability tests.
Nico, the CEO and really mastermind behind the whole thing, just kind of swinging around one of the printers to show you that it's very strong. The frame is indeed very strong.
Okay, I'm not going to be swinging it around. Powered by Clipper. And so that's basically it. So it looks very intriguing. I want one. I also want the, what was it, the Snap Maker. So there you go. We have a new printer that's in the works that is more of, and it's saying 700 millimeters a second speed up to, I'm guessing. And this is more of like what the 3D printing technology or community needs is like these kinds of advancements with multicolor high-speed printing. So I'm all for it. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it doesn't have too many problems, if any. In other news, why don't we talk about... Oh, and let's see. This thing says it's what? $775? Says it starts at $195 and stretches to $775. $195 for the C235 with a single color tool head. Wow. So it's kind of comparable to the Bambu A1 Mini, because you can get that on sale. That's on sale for $200, and it has a smaller bed. And I wonder if you can update this to more boxes on the top. So on paper, this one is better than the A1 Mini. However, quality-wise and all that remains to be seen. But in case you haven't heard, new leaks. I don't have a... This was 6 days ago. I don't have a dateline. You know, the beeping. We're getting more leaks of the H2S. Let's see, I have another one right here. So there was this image on Bambu, or it was an email or something. And if you zoom in on the image here, you can see barely that it says H2S. Can I zoom in anymore? You can see it says H2S right there. So this was pretty recent. And didn't see anyone post this. Confirms the H2S and that it's coming soon. This person seems like he's guessing $12.99 without the AMS, $14.99 with the AMS. This is a K2 Plus contender. If they can throw in the cutting tool with that price, that makes it really competitive. Wait a minute. Why would it have a cutting tool? Is it going to be like that? Is it going to be like an H2D and be able to have interchangeable tools? Or is it going to be simpler than that? If they can just replace the X1C with this for $9.99, $13.49 with AMS2 and bump the P1S out of the lineup. Hey! I like my P1S. And replace it with the X1C. Okay, well. So if they lower the price of the X1C to P1S pricing, fine, fair enough. That would be something. This person says they want an X1C with the A1 hot end swap, which is more or less, I think this is only larger build plate. It did appear with the other leaks that it was going to have an A1 style head, so certainly possible. Why bump the P1? Yeah, why? Good luck with the price guesses. They have never cared about Creality's prices before and won't really now. If they are removing, all they're removing is just a dual nozzle and replacing it with a single nozzle, then it's going to be closer to like a $100 to $200 drop in price. So anywhere from like $2,000 to $1,400 at the lowest with no AMS. This person guesses $1,400, no AMS, $1,600 with AMS, which would put it squarely between X1C and H2D. Yeah, I guess I could see that. However, it seems like they're going to do a little more than just switch out the nozzle. Because... Wait, there was like someone mentioned where they got this image. Well, anyway. Because there was even another leak. Another leak. This was 4 days ago. I guess the image is gone, but here it is right here. So these were images that were leaked on like someone's Instagram, I think, something like that. And it looks like it's someone's kitchen or upstairs room of some sorts. Or just workspace, because this is like workbenches. And we have the HDD right here, and what appears to be the H2S back here, and you can see some changes, such as there's no windows. So apparently there will be changes. You can see no windows here. So it looks like it'll be something like an X1C, but bigger. We see the H2S barely. Without windows, which theoretically should make it a little cheaper. You'd imagine putting windows in something can be more expensive than not putting windows in something. Looks like there's filament in a conventional oven on the bottom. I wonder whose house that is. Most likely a Bambu employee. They're suggesting that Bambu is actually creating the leaks to create hype, which I wouldn't be surprised, but also, do they, I mean, maybe it helps with sales and stuff, but it's not like they really need it. People are going to be interested in whatever they put out. Oh yeah, so the recent prize wheel announcement was the one I just looked at right here, the previous picture. This one. Documentation PDF was also leaked a couple weeks ago. And then there was also the leak with the print, the original leak, which like looked really low quality. Looked like it was printing something. Let's see. So the H2S seems to confirm the cutting and laser accessories would be compatible. And the H design would suggest that as well. So it seems like it will be able to have a swappable tool head of some sort, or similar to the H2D. But yeah, so that's the leaks. Not much else about it right now. Looks like it will be coming out according to all these like 5 different leaks that have come out. And possibly pretty soon. We don't know when. But judging by this looks complete, it might be pretty soon. We'll find out. And as soon as Matter Hackers, as soon as we have that listed, if and when it is listed, which looks like it's going to come out. So like I'm speculating here, but I'll let you know. Hopefully we'll get our hands on one and be able to check it out. And hopefully it'll be everything that people have wanted in an H2D, but didn't get with the H2D. Or the H2D Pro, which, you know, obviously that one just kind of came out. It was just like, boom, here it is, H2D Pro. And we were like, okay. Don't know where that came from. Well, it came from China is where that came from. So let's see what else we got here. So that's basically it for the 3D printing news. There's also 3D printing in space. There's always some kind of 3D printing in space news. 3D printing in space passes industry testing milestone for fabrication of spacecraft and associated equipment, promising future for zero gravity 3D printing. So there's always some kind of space news. Basically, I'm not going to read it, but they did some testing of 3D printing where there was outgassing. So basically, I think whatever was coming off the materials, they can't have outgassing. They can't have like gases coming out of the material. So they did some tests and found that it didn't happen because they had some kind of but they had some kind of like they painted it with something. So that's basically it. So it's cool. The idea being that what if they could just 3D print everything in space instead of shipping everything up there? They just ship the 3D printers and then they just ship the materials. They just ship the filament or pellets if it uses pellets or whatever material. So that should be much more efficient, right? If they could just pack a rocket with materials, with filament, they could pack that in there. That should theoretically be more efficient, right? So, and then you can just print whatever you need to print up in space. So that would be cool. So good job, space people. Great work there, buddy. Great work there, buddy, old pal. In other news, we have virtual reality. We have some products coming out. And these are some of the products that I am interested in. Like, it'd be cool if I bought. Like, these are ones that I actually would want to purchase. We have Vivo. We have HTC. We have this interesting game I want to check out here. And then we have Meta. Now, the Meta glasses look cool, so I'll save these for last. Just check this out real quick. Vivo Vision mixed reality headset shown off. Testers praise its comfortable design. Now, what is the... So I think these are the competition to the Apples. Is that correct? Vivo mixed reality. I should just call everything mixed reality because, you know, there's AR, XR, VR. So-called Vivo Vision MR headset in Asia. Very lightweight, comfortable compared to... so they were comparing the comfort to the AirPods Max headphones. They're not light, but if it was comparing them to the headphones, that's better than comparing to the Apple Vision Pro, which is heavy. So anything close to the AirPods Max would be great for an MR headset. They're heavy headphones, but they're not heavy for a VR headset, right? That's what they were saying. So there was a cable coming out of the headset, connects to an external battery to keep, and it's what a lot of these headsets are doing these days, which is a pro and a con. And it'll be cheap, apparently. I don't know what the price was. So, be relatively cheap. Where did it say the price was? That's the thing about cheap it'll sell. Okay, so interesting, but it'll be cool to see what it does or how well it works out. HTC is creating AI smart glasses. Photography and videos are just moments away with the Vive Eagle. They debuted their new AI-driven smart glasses, Vive Eagle. So these are just smart glasses. They don't have visual on them. They're around $518. Premium open-ear design lets users adjust its temples and nose pad, capture photos, videos, and more. So it's just like the Meta ones, right? Do they have AI? Yeah, they have AI. HTC is diving headfirst. So you know HTC for their... Back in the day, they had like some of the most popular cell phones. Now they do VR headsets. And the glasses, which, like I've said many times, this is kind of more of where things should go versus full-on VR headsets. They look nice. They look just like regular glasses. And launched earlier this morning, August 14th, a few days ago. They are AI-driven wearable headwear, since this is, let's say, an alternative route from HTC's VR headsets. The company's president said, they will explore this realm of personal wearables, premium design. So they look cool. And it would be cool if I could get my hands on every single one of these headsets and try them out and do some kind of comparison. I'm sure there's YouTubers that have done it. If I could get $10,000, that would be cool. So it's just cool to see all these different, more glasses-looking headsets coming out. I wanted to check out this trailer real quick.
Welcome to Stella Cafe. What can I get you to drink?
I'll get an iced tea. No, wait, a smoothie, but with ketchup, mustard, and relish.
One hot dog smoothie coming right up.
So this is a game that has been announced 7 days ago, and it is a VR game that is built entirely around your voice, and I believe it is AI. The characters are AI, so they can respond to you in different ways. They're not preset characters with preset responses and stuff like that.
Looks like it's just going to be you and me at my party. Could you ask around and see why everyone RSVP'd, maybe?
So the game will respond to different things you ask and say and do. And, well,
Sure, I could do that.
Thanks, Benny. I was this close to inviting my toast.
And it's quick. So the AI that it has created, or that they created for, apparently is very efficient and quick, and doesn't cost a lot. So they're able to fund the game just from like the one-time purchase or whatever, and you don't have to do continuous monthly subscription or anything, because they made the AI so cheap.
For the first time ever, I'm interviewing a human. What's the secret to a healthy tan?
I'd say don't forget the sunscreen.
What got you interested in tanning in the first place? Did a specific celebrity from the early 2000s influence you?
Look into the crystal ball and tell me this.
So, I mean, this is going to be like the future of gaming, right? Is AI characters. Seems like it. Because then you don't have like just the presets, the few things they can say. You could actually converse with characters. I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
Will James finally reveal the secret ingredient in those astroalgae smoothies?
Other than the voices, of course, are not amazing right now, but they'll get better, and they have gotten a lot better. And a lot of the voices right now are pretty good, like AI voices. They still need some work to make them even better.
Reveal the secret ingredient is ketchup, mustard, and relish.
Do you see me actually drinking it if that's what's in it?
I think that's actually real time, the responses. So typically when you're talking to an AI, the response takes a while, and this is like almost instant.
Think of my job, Benny. I need to write a resignation letter. What kind of subject line do you think would grab their attention?
So you can go around and talk to each of these like robots in the cafe and their different characters.
About logging off for good.
Logging off for good. It's got that perfect blend of finality and...
So yeah, I just think AI characters are going to be the future of video games, and also just any VR in general. You can have all these VR characters or AI characters that you're going to interact with, and not just games, but in even just tools and apps. Also with XR, with like these, with Meta's HUD glasses. Well, with like future HUD glasses that actually show like full color video, like basically VR glasses. You're going to be able to see in real life avatars that are AI, that are going to be like you pull up the Google Maps avatar, and he's like, hey, where would you like to go today? And you're like, I'd like to go to work. And he's like, okay, follow me. And maybe in a car or something, or maybe you're walking. Meta to reportedly sell HUD glasses with EMG wristband for $800. So these are kind of interesting. So these are, they look exactly like the 5 that we just saw, the Vivo, sorry, but and like every other glasses, smart glasses. So these have a HUD and they have a wristband, which don't know what that does. But it has a small monocular heads-up display, codenamed Hypernova, and it's controlled by finger gestures with a neural wristband. It is not AR. The HUD will be used to show the time, weather, and notifications. So that's basically it. There is a wristband. I'll look at these more later. Get more in detail with them. But that's basically everything I have. So they'll cost $800. They look pretty cool. So I just wanted to go through some of those cool products coming out. And that's basically all I have today.